People who have been extras on a porn shoot? What's your story? NSFW.
My dad is an actor and one of his first jobs was being the main non-sexual role in a porno, where he basically visited his high school graduation class crushes and was there to look at them having sex with other dudes. It's fucking hilarious. He basically said he got paid like $500 for the day back in the 80s and was just improvising the entire time. There's a scene where he smiles at the camera while peeking through his roommate's door, and the last scene is him half talking, half crying to his roommate while he and another chick are going at it hard. The porno itself is absolute shit. He was definitely the highlight. Can't remember the name though, found it on Xhamster.
My buddy used to be a camera guy and his wife the makeup artist on adult films in Chatsworth, CA. They invited me to come visit. I didn't know this meant I'd be in a scene. It was called Frat House Fuckfest and I'm the guy yelling, "Fuck her face," over and over again while eating barbecue chicken.
I look forward to your Oscar nomination.
I used to DJ at a fuck club, swingers bar, or whatever you call them in your area. Not quite the same, but you just stop noticing the naked after a short while.
I think you might be overestimating the amount of areas with fuck clubs.
All I know is that Post Falls, Idaho has a swinger club. And if Post fucking Falls has one, then any place can have one.
Actually me. Friend worked for a major company whose logo you will see on memes, got invited to be an extra and did so several times. Got paid a flat rate of $100 per shoot. Some would last longer, parodies involving costumes, makeup such as zombie, others would last just a couple hours, often played the BF who got cheated on. Talent was always super friendly and nice, no terrible stories. Sometimes a lot of waiting around while they shot the sex scenes, sometimes they would cut just to focus on female talent, saw male talent outside studio doing what he could to maintain stiffness. Some talent and extras would be using stimulants but nothing terrible drug-wise. It was a job for everyone. Pretty professional and fun. They would often buy lunch for everyone on longer shoots. Easy cash and fun times. Female talent would be overly flirty. Did a zombie parody and Star Wars one amongst other shoots where my girlfriend had sex with the teacher to get out of failing grades for both of us, or she had sex through's glory hole in a changing room whilst I waited outside. Probably not as exciting an answer as hoped, but if here are any specific questions I'd be happy to answer. Edit, couple things coming up. When I said girlfriend I mean it in the context of the story of the porn we were shooting, not my actual girlfriend. But wouldn't have been opposed to dating one either. I had a girlfriend at the time that was not cheating on me. One thing of note that's kind of funny to mention is when they're shooting sex scenes there are usually a lot of cuts and actions. It's amazing how in the middle of sex they can stop or start and the female talent can turn off and on the pleasure, sounds like it's nothing. From completely silent to sounding like she's having the biggest orgasm of her life in 1 second flat, that's quality acting.
What is with the obsession of getting cheated on? I would never be able to watch videos like that because the thought of it just makes me sad, uncomfortable.
In my completely unqualified opinion, I'm pretty sure it's used to jazz up the scene. Same with how porn is filled with a bunch of stepsister, mom videos. Most of the time costs literally nothing additional to add that bit and now it's got a story other than two people fuck.
Yeah, not everyone has the budget for the pizza box with a hole in it.
Ha! I can answer this. I had a roommate in college who was a bartender. One night when I was about to start studying for midterms, I got a call asking if I wanted to come watch a porn. Bartender roommate said they're doing some porn shoot for Kink for Public Disgrace and need people to just stand around in the background. There's free booze, so obviously me and the other roommate go. Now, I was unaware what kink was, but the site has niches, to put it lightly, and public disgrace is what it sounds like. Girl shows up, gets fucked in public, with some bondage aspects. We arrive, and I decide not to drink, because I have midterm test the next day, and the director told us, so y'all can grab her, but can't insert anything. And if you want to masturbate, that's fine, but keep it off the actress, only tested actors can insert, or get anything on her. They start setting up, and this short chubby bald dude comes up to us and says, so, how did you guys hear about this? And we explained our roommate told us and he said, oh that's sweet, you see this stuff all the time. I found out about it on Craigslist. Figured it was worth a shot to try and come out. This dude proceeds to get super drunk, and very creepy. He very willingly engages in the "if you want to masturbate go ahead" offer, but takes it too far. When they're in between shots, and the actress is just sitting in a row, he's still going staring at her, fat guy hanging out, sweaty. During one scene she yells, "Stop. That guy just came on me." Fat dude looks down super sad, and they tell him he's gotta go, and he apologizes. I almost felt sorry for him because he looked so pathetic, and I remembered he just ejaculated on a total stranger. The rest of the shoot was uneventful. I made it into the trailer just looking bored in the background. So that's pretty funny. I started a slow clap after the finale, but they edited to everyone just applauding. Slow clap would have been funnier.
Fat dude looks down super sad. I mean, there's post-nut depression and then there's whatever this is.
I was assured it wasn't a porn, just an erotic film by the guy who introduced me to the project, but a few things tipped me off. Every other actor there was a porn actor. We had an alibi. If the owner asked us what we were shooting, the title was a sexy riff on a well-known TV show. The director had exclusively directed porn for 40 years, saw them shooting a scene where a dude was actively jerking off to a naked woman dancing. I just played a cop and never had to drop true. Highest paid acting gig I'd ever gotten up to that point in my life. When they asked me what I wanted to credit myself as, I realized I couldn't put my name on it, so I chose my friend's name to whom I owed some mild revenge. It's still on his IMDb profile. Sorry, Mike.
I was an extra in scores of adult videos for one of the bigger websites. Here is how. A buddy of mine was super into porn, not just watching, but fanboyed the girls, liked to go to conventions. I always found the conventions awkward myself. He asked me to go with him one year, so I did. We stopped at a booth, he wanted to get some autographs, I didn't care to, so he jumped in line and I hung back behind the crowd. I stuck up a conversation with some English dude, he was super cool. Quickly discovered he was a popular male talent. I asked him, "Hey, you know, in like a classroom scene there are students who start in the class, but leave when the sex starts, how does one get to be those guys?" "Oh dude, we always need extras. Hey, we are having a barbecue on Saturday, if you want to come you should text me." I take his number, tell my buddy about it when he comes back and he freaks out. He wants to go, I text Kieran, he gives me the details. Huge mansion in the Hollywood Hills. We park, knock on the door. Some random dude with a shaved head answers, "You the guys Kieran invited?" Yeah. Cool, come on in." The guy was the cameraman, he had us sign some waivers and filmed us saying our names, that we were not under the influence, and we were done 18 while holding our IDs up. Quickly realized this was no normal barbecue. That was just the setting for the scene. The crew, 3 people, Kieran and the starlet, were all super cool people, very nice. Didn't mind any of our questions and were super welcoming. Their crew was 3 people, a director, a set builder, and a cameraman. The starlet was there and Kieran. A married porn couple was also there just hanging out, weren't in the scene at all. We had no lines, but we're just supposed to pretend we were talking with Kieran, and give some OMG looks at the beautiful girl in the bikini outside, things like this. We were there a few hours. At one point I was told if I was thirsty to help myself to Cokes in the pantry. I opened it up, and it was wall-to-wall condoms, home enema kits, and roll after roll of paper towels. On the floor was one 12-pack under a box of plastic gloves. Was super interesting. Eventually they had the shots they needed from us extras, and were going to get to the action. We were given $100 checks, and were thanked for our time. The director liked us and asked if we'd like to do it again, flat $100 per day. We said yes, and he told us his assistant would be in contact whenever we were needed. I did scores of scenes, and got a lot of my friends extra work too. I was football players, a married guy whose wife cheats on him, did that several times, a clubgoer, a Survivor-like contestant, a wedding guest, a point pong player at a party, and time of other things. It was a lot of fun, meet a lot of really cool people, and got some great stories. The crew and most porn stars I met were all super nice, relaxed people. Was definitely an interesting time.
I was an extra for a public disgrace and an upper floor shoot for kink.com. It was super cool. For public disgrace they had an open bar, but if you chose not to drink you could actually play with the model during a couple parts of the shoot. This one chick jumped in at the first opportunity and just went to town finger banging the model lol. The upper floor shoot was basically a fancy sex party with a porn being shot in the background. They had an open bar, delicious appetizers, sex toys and furniture to use. In the outside halls they had giant oil paintings of crazy kink shoots placed in golden ornate frames. It was the most posh sexy thing I've ever done.
My time to shine. A few years back I was offered a role in a porn, and as I was excited about the offer I accepted. It was standard uninterested husband, horny wife plot. I stayed under the covers and pretended to be asleep while ass got smashed around me.
But was the bed comfy though? Like some real memory foam level shit?
I don't think they want to invest too much in a porn mattress.
You don't want the foam to memorize that.
That memory foam drinks to forget.
A friend of mine got to be a background extra in a porno for an alt porn site that was filming at his friend's coffee shop in Brooklyn after hours. It was supposed to look like the couple was fucking while disinterested customers just Saturday in the background. The male actor had trouble staying hard and they had to keep stopping and restarting. He said it seemed like everyone was pretty upset with the whole situation, and while they did eventually finish the scene, apparently it was bad enough that the site never even bothered to post it.
Knew a girl who was an extra in one of the dancing bears. She said that everyone signed a waiver and the main chicks in the video that fuck the strippers were actual porn stars, but a few extras got carried away and sucked the stripper's dick. Not true. The ones that fuck the strippers are not always porn stars, they could be just normal girls. I was an extra once and I was offered that fucking position for $800. No one who get carried away get to suck dicks. They have to be tested for STDs beforehand, and they wear bracelets so the strippers know which one can suck dicks etc. They have to sign the contract before the scene started. We were told many times by the production side to not engage in any sexual activities if we were not given those bracelets. It's illegal if you did that, and they take that matter really seriously. The extras who just watch get paid like $150, if you flash tits maybe $50 extra, if you suck, $500, I think Money Shot Girl where the guy came on the face got paid like $600, if you fuck, maybe $750 $1K. Oh, and there was an agent who recruits girls. 10% was deducted as a commission to him, so I got $135 that day.
Wasn't an extra, but when I was a student and just starting out in photography, I lived in Miami. I met a model, Anita Dark, who asked me to photograph her. I didn't know of her at the time. It came out later in the conversation that she was a porn star. She was really nice and sweet and asked me to shoot her and a couple of her friends for her website. I was young and single, she was seriously nice and hot, so figured why not. Turned up at her house to find her and two friends nude putting on makeup in the bathroom. Her manager was there along with another girl who was filming with a video camera. After highs and introductions, I started shooting Anita's two friends who were doing a lesbian scene. During one point while one girl was doing the other with a dildo, she looked me right in the eyes and said, "It's been ages since I've had a real dick." I then noticed that the girl with the video camera was filming me. I figured out quite quickly that they were hoping I'd join in. I stayed professional, figured that my family would be really disappointed in me, and finished the shoot. Said goodbye, sent them the photos, and that was the last of my porn photographer days. Edit, went to bed with about 10 people calling me an idiot. Not a problem, plus my wife regularly likes to call me the same, so I felt the love. Woke to a barrage of comments. Not sure where to start. Have to get kids ready for school. Will try and comment more once I'm free.
I'm disappointed in you. Sincerely, your family.
Not me, but this guy called Joey was an extra, and he was the printer boy trying fix the copier while people having sex on it. His only line was, "You know, that's bad for the paper tray."
I wasn't an extra, but actually auditioned for a porn when I was 18. After all the STD test, they scheduled a live audition. I show up and meet the crew and the female actress I'm supposed to have sex with, who is super hot by the way. No, I don't remember her name. So we finally get on set and it's time to get down to business, and there are about 8 people in the room. I'm expecting most everybody to leave. I figured there would be me, her, the cameraman, and maybe one other person in the room. The only problem was nobody is leaving the room. She starts by giving me a BJ, but I'm so nervous, and with all the people watching my dick has stage fright. They tell me to take a minute and go to the bathroom and try to get my little man to rise to the occasion. To make a long story short, I couldn't get it up in front of all the people. In my defense, I wasn't a virgin, but I wasn't super experienced either.
This reminds me of that guy who played a blind dad whose daughter got pounded by his stepson in front of him.
It's funny because it's not like he's deaf too. A blind person would still know what was going on.
They would also smell it with their blind person super senses.
Guess I'll contribute one. Before anyone asks, no sources available, it was for a pay site and I've long since lost the ability to access it. One of my best friends and former FWB ran a website for a low-level porn producer. She talked me into being in front of the camera as sort of a fake cameraman who was on camera filming people have sex. I was supposed to be a husband or boyfriend or whatnot who was filming his partner fucking someone. It was fun, I guess. Got to join in on the post-shoot hot tub parties, and slept with a few of the girls when they were off duty. All in all, it was a thing I did during my wilder days.